Hello everybody, this is Napa Fan here, and this is race number 11 in the 2019 NOFSRL Haas IndyCar Series. We are here at the Chicagoland Speedway for Honda, Indy, Chicago. A 34-lap event around this mile-and-a-half racetrack, and it is going to be an intense one. It's going to be very similar to Kansas, but maybe with a little bit more intensity than that Kansas race we had back in May. I'm alongside Nathan Stapleton, and this race is definitely going to play into the championship. You got Richard Kingart starting in the 5th position, Zeidel starting 21st. What does Justin Zeidel need to do to stay within a reasonable distance in the points championship, considering he is as far behind Kingart starting in this race?
Well, for Justin Zeidel, he needs to get on a move as soon as the green flag drops. And considering that Kingart and Johnson are both up front, Zeidel needs to not waste any time, knowing that it's only 34 laps, and he needs to get up to the front ASAP if he wants to have a shot at the championship still. But it's getting down to it, and this race will set you up for Pocono in August. So
it will. We only have 6 races left in the season, including this one. Of course, like Nathan said, the Pocono finale. It's coming up, and it's actually going to be about a month and a half from now when we crown a champion here in the Haas IndyCar Series. So it's crunch time for these guys. We're in the final stretch, and it begins tonight with Honda, Indy, Chicago. And how about Marty Johnson starting on the pole position? It's been a long time since Marty Johnson's won on Napa Fan, but he might have a good shot here tonight. And Jordan Lopez, trying to get some redemption after what happened to him last week at Road America, starts on the outside pole. Funny enough, the guy who wrecked him at Road America starting right behind him, Keyshawn Richardson, so it's going to be interesting to see how that all goes down here tonight at Chicagoland. But with the high speeds we're going to be getting, I don't expect any retaliation of either of those drivers. But either way, this Saturday lineup in the championship standings coming into the 11th race of the season. Richard Kingart, 265 points towards the championship. Justin Zeidel is only 8 points behind. But we might be having a newcomer up here in the championship battle here soon. Cody Smart, 38 points behind. That's the closest anyone has been to Kingart or Zeidel in quite a few races. And Cody Smart, after winning last week at Road America, is definitely on a roll, and he might have a good shot at winning his first ever Napa Fan Championship. Christopher Alphabee is 51 points behind, and Thomas Troxel is 52 points behind coming into tonight's event here on a Thursday night from Chicagoland. The IndyCar Series, first time at Chicagoland since 2016. Matt Deal won this race the last time we were here. It's going to be interesting to see who gets it done here tonight. But like I said, Marty Johnson starting on the pole position in the number 9. He's alongside, like I said, Jordan Lopez in number 14 for the front row. Row number 2 sees Phoenix winner Jonathan King trying to rebound after what happened to him at the Indianapolis 250. He'd love to get a win here on an oval at Chicago. He's alongside Keyshawn Richardson in the number 3. Points leader Richard Kingart, who won at Kansas, which is probably the most similar racetrack on the circuit to Chicagoland. He's starting in the 5th position alongside Colton Yeo. Then we have one of the Penske guys, that's Jeremiah Earls alongside Christian Russell in the number 4. Dion Moon and James Scott round out the top 10. That is your starting lineup for the Honda Indy Chicago event from the Chicagoland Speedway. 34 laps of action. Who's your pick to win this race here tonight, Nathan?
Well, I'm going to go bold and say that the points leader, he won at Kansas. I think he's going to win once again on a mile and a half here tonight.
We'll have to see. Kingart starting in a very good position right there, the number 13 machine. Marty Johnson almost won that Kansas race as well. He was really strong that day. We'll have to see if he's strong here tonight. We're green flag racing, 34 laps at Chicagoland in the Haas IndyCar Series. Honda Indy Chicago is green. Lap 1 will be led by Jonathan King in the number 28. He got the advantage on the start, and Marty Johnson really got shuffled out of line. And he is 3 wide on the outside lane, falling back. There are no pit stops in this race, so it's a strict race all the way to the end. So you gotta move your way on the racetrack if you're gonna gain any positions. But how about Jonathan King with that jump he has on the rest of the field? Kingart in the outside wall, and Kingart's gonna fall back. You see how far back Marty Johnson fell. You do not want to hit that outside wall. We've already seen it twice, and both of those drivers who have hit the outside wall have fallen back significantly. And there's Zidell already to the inside of Richard Kingart for position.
Yeah, this version of Chicago is really unforgiving. You can only go really 2 wide off of turn number 4. If you go 3 wide, that first guy is going to smack the wall off of 4.
And that's what we saw with Kingart and Marty Johnson. But Kingart in a battle with his championship rival, Justin Zidell. And it's amazing just how close these guys have kept it in the championship this season. But Zidell going to get around Richard Kingart. And every point that Zidell can get on Kingart is going to help him win this championship. We'll have to see how it all goes down. Meanwhile, Cody Smart's actually ahead of these guys. So Smart might throw his hat into the ring of this championship battle before long. But he's stuck on the outside here, and Kingart, or should I say Zidell, in number 10, is moving his way on the inside, and Kingart might find a way back to the inside as well, number 13. I think he's going to get the inside lane here. No, Lopez at the inside, and Jordan Lopez also fell back after starting on the outside pole. Angel Oliveira in the outside wall. He's going to fall back. It's amazing how a lot of these guys who started up front have fallen back in this race, but every lap so far has been led by Jonathan King in the number 28.
Jonathan King, I think he won that thing, if I remember correctly. He's trying to get another oval win. Contact almost. Battle for the race lead.
Here comes Jeremiah Earls in number 12. Dion Moon only has 1 top 10 this season, and that came in his race victory at Richmond. And here he is running 3rd right now here at Chicago. Then you have Christian Vargas running 4th, the runner-up in the Indy 250. Keyshawn Richardson rounding out the top 5. Dion Moon, that is for the 2nd position on Jonathan King. And that side-by-side racing might slow those guys down, but I think it's a little bit different than what we saw at Kansas. I think these guys are going faster than they did at Kansas. We have a cooler racetrack. It's under the lights here at Chicagoland, and that's causing these guys to really whip it around this racetrack at some high speeds.
Yeah, Chicagoland, looks like these guys are going really fast, like you said, and that's mostly because of it being under the lights here tonight. But also these Indy cars, they just have a lot more grip compared to even the Cup cars, and that's why they're going so fast. But right now, I believe that's the number 12 that is out front and looking awfully strong so far.
Jeremiah Earls leading this race, his teammate Dion Moon right behind him. We're only on lap 9 here at Chicagoland, so a lot can happen between now and the finish of this event. And like I said, these guys are going much faster than the Cup guys are going to be going tomorrow. It's the 2nd straight weekend where the IndyCar Series and the Cup Series have raced at the same racetrack on the same weekend. And we really saw the difference being made at Road America last week. We're really going to see it this weekend. But that's not to say that tomorrow night's race, the Sirius XM 400, is going to be a bad one. Just different styles of racing. And you're going to see here number 22 of Dion Moon go to the inside of Jeremiah Earls, and Moon's going to take the lead and get a bonus point towards the championship right there. Christian Vargas is here. Jonathan King trying to close back in, and they might close back in on our race leaders before long. But look at where Justin Zidell is right now in the number 10. He's moved himself up to the 7th position. He's ahead of Cody Smart. He's ahead of Richard Kingart. And the way they are currently running, Justin Zidell would take the points lead back from Richard Kingart, as you see Kingart deep in the field in number 13. Getting stuck on the outside lane. Same thing with Marty Johnson. Johnson currently 17th. Kingart currently 19th. This is not at all what Richard Kingart wanted to see here at Chicagoland.
Yeah, Kingart, he is just trapped on the outside lane. It's not really want to be here at Chicagoland. And we've seen exactly what happens when you get trapped on our side. But not only Kingart, but also Marty Johnson. Now finally Kingart he's going to go to the inside. Not only that, he's going to make it 3 wide back here. Really
bold move there by Richard Kingart to the inside of Angel Oliveira and Marty Johnson. He's going to get those positions away, but Justin Zaidel is quite a ways ahead of him. But now Zaidel on the outside lane here is, I believe, that is Jose Mills going to the inside of him. And Jordan Lopez is rebounding with Audra Baranowskis right behind him. And you got to think, Cody Smart is also in this championship battle. He wants to finish ahead of both Justin Zaidel and Richard Kingard in tonight's race, because he's got a really good chance of winning this championship now that he comes into this thing only 38 points behind. So we'll have to see what Cody Smart can do. Zaidel's up the racetrack. Baranowski's going to try to make a move on him. And the number 98 of Cody Smart trying to get to the inside of Justin Zaidel here eventually as well. But how about these rookies running up front here? We got ourselves Dion Moon and Jeremiah Earls. Both of these guys making their first series start on Napa Fan this year in the Haas IndyCar Series. Of course, Dion Moon's already won this season, but Jeremiah Earls has yet to win this season, and here he is running second at Chicagoland.
Yeah, rookies, they can tend to be really a surprise threat, not only for potential championships. Over in the Rebel Cup Series right now, the rookies are awfully strong right now, not only in the Rebel Cup Series, but also in the Napa IndyCar Series. So, rookies right now, overall, are awfully strong, and that's what always tends to happen with rookies on this game.
It definitely seems like the rookies always have an advantage on the Ender 2003 side, especially when it comes to the Haas IndyCar Series, because a lot of these guys are rookie drivers this year. Like, these are guys who missed the Chick-fil-A Cup Series, and Jeremiah Earls really powered it down the backstretch, and he got a run on Dion Moon to take the lead back from the number 22. One guy I'd like to mention here, Agar Barreto, is up to the 4th position now in the number 19. Not entirely sure where he came from, but all of a sudden he was in the top 5, and there he is battling with Keyshawn Richardson for the 4th position. Got the outside lane to work right there. Vargas is still up here, Jose Mills, Justin Zaidel, Audra Baranowskis, and Cody Smart. The top 10 at the moment here in Honda Indy Chicago. Halfway through this race here at Chicagoland, a really fast one, only 34 laps, and with the speeds these guys are going, it's going to go by in a flash. You got to get up front quick if you're someone like Justin Zaidel or Cody Smart. But Kingard, we're going to focus back on him, and he has really struggled in this race here tonight. He is now outside the top 20 in 24th position after starting in the 5th position for this race. Marty Johnson, the pole sitter, falling all the way back to 23rd that last lap around.
Yeah, Boutsumming, that just shows of how bad Boutsumming is here for at least these Indy cars. I think Boutsumming might end up being better tomorrow night in the Cup cars, but for these bigger fast Indy cars, Boutsumming is the death of these guys, and we're seeing it here tonight with Kinghart and Johnson.
Yeah, I think one guy's been able to work that outside lane pretty well. However, is Agar Barreto. I think he's been making passes on the outside lane here to get up to the front. He is now up to the 2nd position. Watch out for this guy. He has clawed his way through the field very well, and he might be stalking this number 22 of Dion Moon for the race win. Christian Vargas is up here as well, the number 6, a bit of a dark horse for this race, to the inside of number 28 of Jonathan King. And Justin Zaidel moving his way back through the field. Cody Smart's falling back a little bit there. He got stuck on the outside, and it's looking really good for Justin Zaidel here at Chicagoland to retake the points lead. He started 21st in this race, and here he is going to the inside of Jose Mills for 6th. You also got Christopher Alfie up here. Alfie's been in the top 5 in points pretty much this entire season since winning that race at Auto Club. And now he's to the inside of Justin Zaidel. A lot can happen between now and the finish of this race, and Zaidel is not safe from falling outside the top 10 yet. But Dion Moon looks pretty safe right now, looking to get his 2nd win of the season, his 2nd top 5 of the season, and his 2nd top 10 of the season. It'll be interesting for Dion Moon if both of his top 10s were wins so far this season, but he's been doing a great job here tonight at Chicagoland, and he's looking to pull away off this thing here, coming to 10 laps to go in Honda Indy Chicago. You have the number 19 of Agar Barreto closing in, however, and this number 19 is fast. You gotta watch out for him. The veteran driver might get it on the number 22.
Yeah, Dion Moon, that would be something if both of his wins would be not only top 5s, but also his only top 10s. But right now, Barreto is coming, and he is blocking the outside lane. He is moving all over the place, but one guy that is also moving all over the place and towards the front is Keyshawn Richardson in the number 3.
Well, here comes Richardson. He's looking on Edgar Barreto for the second position. However, if these guys stay close enough, they might be able to close in on Dion Moon, but Richardson's going to try to take it away from Barreto. Couldn't do it, and I think that middle line is where you want to be. Barreto's really been working it very well on this thing, and you see the gains he has made on Dion Moon to that top position. But either way, Dion Moon continues to lead here with Vargas running fourth. Jonathan King, Jose Mills, Justin Zeidel, Christopher Alphabet, Nathan Faden, and Audra Baranowskis looking pretty safe right now for Justin Zeidel. Looks like he solidified his spot in the 7th position right now. Look back at Cody Smart. He's not too far behind in 13th and number 98. Not too bad. Isn't going to lose too much on Justin Zeidel. He actually might close in on the points lead because he's way ahead of Richard Kingart, who fell back early on in this race. This is probably the worst outing for Richard Kingart all season. He's currently in the 25th position. Not at all what Kingart needed in this race here tonight. And Davey Johnson, another guy who was up there in the points earlier on in the season. He's right now last here at Chicagoland. And Davey Johnson's really been struggling as of late in that number 66. But either way, we're going to get back to the race lead. It's looking pretty good for Dion Moon right now. Do you think he's going to solidify his spot as the race winner here tonight?
I honestly think so, because he has his teammate of Richardson in third. I think they might pull some Team Pisky, Team Orange, and maybe the 3 car either tries to pass Loretto, or he just blocks him and keeps on going side by side, and it allows the number 22 to get the win. But there's also some drives that we haven't seen here all night long that are making their way inside the top 5 and are catching up with the top 3.
We'll have to see. Jose Mills has been running top 10 pretty much all night, but as you can see right now, this race has kind of solidified itself out as being a single file run, and I really am not seeing Barreto making a run on Dion Moon at this point. The speeds are a little bit faster than they were at Kansas. They're pretty much going full throttle around the racetrack, and that's keeping these guys at these distances right now. But Edgar Barreto is going to do all he can to close in on Dion Moon for this race lead. It's going to be 3 laps to go next time by for Dion Moon. And this will be his second career Napa fan win if he were to get it done here tonight, and he's got a really good chance of doing so. But Barreto is starting to close back in again in the number 19, and Barreto can have a shot if he can work the lines to his advantage.
Do not count out Barreto yet. I think he might be the only driver that might be able to challenge Dion Moon in that bright neon 22. But if he wants to do it, he has to do it fast. The laps are winding down here at Chicago.
Only 2 laps to go here in Honda Indy Chicago. Race 11 of the Haas IndyCar Series is going to give us a new points leader. Justin Zeidel in 7th. Going to surpass Richard Kingart. He's going to retake the points lead heading in the Pikes Peak 3 weeks from now. Actually, 2 weeks from now, I should say. But for the win, we'll have to see what happens. White flag in the air here in Honda Indy Chicago, and Dion Moon takes it with 1 lap to go. Barreto's been slightly closing in since then, but I just don't know if the tires are good enough for him to find a way around the 22. But we'll have to see. Barreto closing in down the backstretch. Will he have any advantage on Dion Moon for the race win? No, he will not. Dion Moon will lead the most laps and get the victory at Chicagoland. Dion Moon's second career Napa fan win here tonight in Honda Indy Chicago.
How about that? My pit that I said was delayed in the going ends up getting it done. Dion Moon's second win on Napa fan, second win this season, and he dominated here tonight. Definitely had the best car, and he gets it done. And that number 22, bright neon Minot's car.
Great job by Dion Moon. Congratulations to him on his second win of the season. Only his second top 10 of the season, but both of his top 10s have been wins. And if you're only going to get 2 top 10s in a season, they might as well be wins. And Dion Moon gets it done here tonight. Edgar Barreto, Keyshawn Richardson, Christian Vargas, and Jose Mills the top 5. Zeidel is going to retake the points lead. As you see, the number 13 of Richard Kingart falling to 25th after starting in the 5th position. Our pole sitter, Marty Johnson, did not even lead a lap in this thing and finished 21st. That might just be even more tragic than what happened to Kinghart. But either way, we had an interesting race right there. Cody Smart's going to stay in contention for this championship. He's going to really close in and might even pass Richard Kinghart. Nah, he's not going to do that. But it's going to gain quite a few points on Kinghart. And he's going to close in on the points lead. He's actually going to fall off of Seidel a little bit, but I don't know if he's actually going to fall behind in the points lead. I think he's going to close in on the points leader, but since the points leader changed, he'll be a little bit closer to the Justin Seidel. It might be the same for Cody Smart at the end of this one, but either way, see the rest of the results right there. Landon Lyons and Davey Johnson at the back of the field. No cautions in this race. Everybody finished on the lead lap. Nobody had an issue. But that was some interesting race right there, and look at that average speed, 218. That's the average speed around this racetrack. So they were going much faster than that at one point. And Dion Moon was able to hold them off and win Honda Indy Chicago here tonight for race 11 of the season.
Yeah, that just shows of how fast these guys were going. Even because they always go fast, but 218 for the average, not the top speed, just the average. That was really, really fast. But Dion Moon gets it done. I really thought that Kinghart was going to get it done until he smacked the wall early on, but you know what? Sometimes that happens, and that happened to Kinghart. And going into Pikes Peak is going to be game on between Seidel, Smart, maybe Molly Johnson, and Kinghart for this championship. 5 races left.
I will like to let you know, Marty Johnson's kind of deep in the points this season. We just mentioned him because he was the pole sitter of this race, but you got to think about Kinghart, you got to think about Seidel, and you have to think about Cody Smart now, and even Christopher Alphapy, I think, might have a chance at this whole thing. He finished 8th in this race, and, you know, he's just been like 50 points behind the entire season. But one mistake out of Seidel or Kinghart in these next few races, and a win by Alphapy could really put Alphapy right into position. We're just going to have to see. You guys will see the points right when we're done right here. So congratulations to Dion Moon. Tomorrow night, we're going to have the Cup guys on the racetrack, and I'm going to promise you that the Cup race this year is going to be much better than last year's Chicagoland race, and a lot better than last week's race here in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. Going to be a fun one for 54 laps from the Chicagoland Speedway. But congratulations to Dion Moon. On behalf of Nathan Stapleton, we will see you guys in 2 weeks from Pikes Peak for the Colorado 65K. That race is always wild, and it's going to play effect in the championship again. Thank you guys so much for watching. Congratulations to Dion Moon, and I will see you guys later.
See you guys.